From Careco TV, one of the longest running outdoor programs on television today. Exploring the country and the coast in search of adventures. From the mountains of the great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. This is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. This week, Americana Outdoors' Clark Wendlandt will show you a thing or two on how to use groundbreaking technology, Garmin Panoptix, in summertime bass fishing. But first, let's show you how Garmin Panoptix works in a very different condition. Steve Pennaz, host of a trendy TV show, Lake Commandos, invites his good friend Wade Middleton to northern Minnesota to step out of his comfort zone.
I've always said Wade didn't wade fish and Wade didn't ice fish much, but Wade does wade fish and Wade's getting ready to go ice fishing now. So this is a pretty epic adventure for me, in all honesty. I'm up in Minnesota with my good friend Steve Pennaz, but the main thing that's got me the most excited about this is an opportunity to play more with Garmin's Panoptix. You know, I first fell in love with Panoptix when it came out, and I had a demo model, and I'm fishing up on a boat ramp, and I make a cast, and I see everything happening live. So we're getting ready to go out on this body of water, have a brand new experience while also learning a little bit more about all this live action fishing you can do with Panoptix.
Hey, we're in one of the most popular fishing areas in the state of Minnesota. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of lakes within easy driving distance where we are. We're on about a 250, maybe 270 acre lake that's sort of a bog stained. It's not a real deep lake. It's sort of a classic, older eutrophic lake where it goes gradually into a main lake basin, softer bottoms, darker water. And today we're looking for bluegills and panfish. And really what I want to do today is introduce Wade Middleton to ice fishing and see if we can get him on some fish. Yeah, I've been ice fishing my entire life, and I've been there when we were using hockey sticks and broken rod tips to make ice rods. And I remember the first time using electronics through the ice to actually see your bait, to see the fish. But I really wasn't prepared to see what Panoptix could do with live view forward and even live view down.
Wade and Steve are chasing basin fish today. They're open water fish that are not relating to structure, rock, or tree. They're just roaming around in search of bait or temperature change.
And the advantage of having electronics, the advantage of having good auger, is that you can stay mobile and chase these fish and find them. It's basically a needle in a haystack. We're on a 270, 280 acre lake, and these fish could virtually be anywhere in the middle of the body of water.
Good gosh. Is this a hook?
Yeah, baby. You want something bigger? I'll give you something bigger. Here, you want this? I can guarantee you.
My eyes aren't good enough to even tie a knot on this.
There you go.
No, I'm good.
We're just going to tie this on, and we've got 4-pound mono on here. Mono performs well in this shallow water. If we're going to fish deeper water, we'll go to a braid or a super line, just for no stretch and sensitivity in that deep water.
This is by far and away the smallest bait I've ever tied on in my life.
Is it?
Yeah.
In the old days, we'd drill 50, 60, 70, 100 holes and then walk from hole to hole with traditional sonar, looking for schools of fish directly underneath us. With Panoptix live view forward now, what we do is we drill a hole, we drop our PS22 transducer down, and we scan sideways. And we can go out to 100 feet and we'll go, there's a school of crappie here at 60 feet, right between here and that birch tree, or here's another one over here at 40 feet. And they'll just send Wade over with the auger and say, Wade, pace off about 40 feet, drill a hole, we should be right on top of the fish. So it's really changed ice fishing for the better in terms of making it a little easier to find the fish and just to have a little more fun. I mean, we can go to a traditional flasher here real quick and kind of show the same thing that we're looking at. And you can kind of see what's happening now. Here's the bottom, You've got some perch down bottom. You've got a couple crappie right there. The difference is there's my jig going up and down right there. But it's a completely different experience. Now you can watch.
You don't know what's left and right of you like you do on the down.
No, not at all. You lose a lot of that ability. But if we go back to Panoptix again, it's much more spacious. You still have the separation between, you can see
But you can see so much wider. You can see your bait actually moving up and down, and you know exactly the depth better. You can see how many fish are to the side.
Look at all that crappie come screaming up there. See how that fish is screaming up to the bait? No, he just rejected it.
He just turned it and went the other way.
He just
went that way to the right.
Yep. Now, see how it's all become one?
Yeah.
Now just sort of slowly lift. There you go.
There you go. Oh,
there you go. First one. Pull this out. Sunfish.
First one through the eyes. How cool is that?
Good sized fish too.
That's so cool.
Look at that.
That's so cool.
Decent size.
About the size of your hand, so we just throw him right back through the hole, huh?
Sure, let him go.
I could do this all day.
You are going to do it all day.
This is like already going to be another addiction.
You can find out more about Garmin Panoptix Ice Bundle at Garmin.com. Americana Outdoors will be right back.
Ah, you little bait-stealing son of a gun!
Let's get down to business. Quiet, you sons of fishes. Now, what?
I'm switching sonar.
Why?
Cause now I can see fish swimming live in front of my boat. I even see fish attack my lure. Y'all sonar's just history. I'm out.
I'm with him.
A lifetime. It's spent learning, enduring, and growing. Day after day, season after season. As an outdoorsman, your pursuit is tireless. And at Cabela's, ours is too. We design, refine, and deliver durable, purpose-built products that you can trust your season with. If our name's on it, it's priced right every day. And built for seasons to come.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is brought to you by Garmin. Fight your fish, not your fish finder. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Yamaha Marine, reliability starts here. And by Gill, dressed like a pro. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors. Well, today, Wade Middleton is very far away from his home in Texas. He's ice fishing in northern Minnesota.
You know, and I asked Steve a lot because Steve's an expert on this. You know, he paid his way through college fishing ice fishing tournaments years ago. Very well-respected writer, lives up in this country, great host of several TV shows. Now he's the main host of Lake Commandos. I mean, this is his circle. And then you've got Danny Thompson here with me from Garmin. You know, he's the sales rep for this area. He's a guy that lives up here too. This is their world. So, you know, I'm picking the brains of guys that I know really understand this.
So the key when you go through is to kind of keep your momentum going.
Oh, okay.
Okay? First hole, right here. You know, the general rule on ice is you need about 3 to 4 inches to walk out. You need about 8 inches to take a light vehicle, and you need about 12 inches to bring a truck out here. We've got probably 12 to 14 inches of good solid ice. We've got plenty of ice to be out here safely, but if you see cracks, if you see water seeping up through the ice, avoid those areas. If there's any question, stay off the ice.
Well, he's a little bitty guy. Check him out. Little perch. Well, that's so cool. Catch all the different species while you're out here.
This year we came out with the Panoptix Ice Bundle, and what the bundle's got is it's got our EchoMap 73 CV unit in it. and that's one of our best summer units that we are now using for the ice season. And what's great about it is you've got all the maps for the whole United States and the border waters and all the lakes we like to ice fish already preloaded into it. And then of course we've paired it with a brand new GT10 ice fishing transducer this year. It's a 500 watt ice fishing transducer with great target separation, really been able to dial in on those crappies. But of course the part we love to talk about and is fun to use is the Panoptix. And now, you know, with the live view down mode, you've got a 100-degree cone angle. You can see fish, you know, depending on the depth of water, out 10, 15 feet away from your hole and see the fish coming in and reacting versus just seeing that line on a flasher. And then it's also got live view forward in it. So that's where we're looking 100 feet from that hole. So a lot of cool technology all packed into one bundle. And the great part, we call it the Panoptix Ice Bundle, but it really should be called the Panoptix All Season Kit. This thing with the quick release bracket, you can pop the Echo Map out of there, go put it in your boat. I've got one mounted on my four-wheeler. Just such a useful unit all season long. It's really been fun, you know, kind of putting the package together and using it.
So here's what we're looking for. So as I'm scanning bottom, you can see there's a fish there. As I keep coming over, there's another scattered fish, but there's the crappies right there. They're 20 feet. Right there is a big school of crappies right there. That's exactly what we're looking for on live view forward.
There's no hole.
And there's no hole. We'll fix that. Okay, he's coming screaming over to my lure. Watch, here he comes. Got him.
All right, now you got some crappie going.
There we go. Smaller fish, but these fish are starting to get active. Here, he's gonna be right on it. Here he comes, he's coming up already. Got him.
Wow, you got him fired up.
There's a nice bluegill here. Wade, look at that one.
Yeah, that's a good one there.
He's got a messed up nose. Look at this. He's kind of messed up. There's a pot of them right there. So there's 30 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet that way. Right there. See the fish? Wade, do we have any holes this way?
Which way?
This way?
Just that one right there, I think. Right now we're actually shooting down with the live view down so we can get a full view. And it looks like I may have a dry hole here. So I'm gonna move mine to live view forward, and actually all I've got to do is hit a couple of buttons and I'm in live view forward, and I can scan to see where these fish have moved to. And when I drop it down in there into the hole in the ice, and you can see the fish suspended over there, right there. See, there's no fish. Now we got fish all right there.
Americana Outdoors will be right back with more ice fishing action after these messages.
You're still young. Midday naps aren't as important to you as they are to me.
For 50 years, Ranger has led the way in innovative, high-performance designs, and we're raising the bar again with a bold new flagship line, the Ranger Z Comanche L Series. These rigs are custom crafted with a passion for perfection and loaded with more features and advantages to deliver domination at every level. The next generation Ranger L Series. Celebrate a legacy, 50 years in the making.
The key to a great boating experience has the Yamaha name on it. It's your key to legendary reliability. Right now, during the Yamaha Key to Reliability sales event, purchase any qualifying Yamaha outboard and exercise your power of choice between 5 years of Yamaha warranty protection or up to $1,500 in Yamaha dealer credit. The key to reliability is now your key to a great deal on a Yamaha outboard. Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, has been brought to you by Cabela's. It's in your nature. Sawyer Products. Sawyer, we keep you outdoors. And by Yamaha ATV. Real world tough.
You know, for on-ice transportation, I really like the Yamaha Viking. It's got room for 3. You can carry all your gear. You can tow up to 1,500 pounds. And I like the fact that it goes through some pretty heavy snow, so it's really an ultimate machine for this type of fishing.
Letting that sun line just kind of peel off. Now we're right down there about 14. You can see it, and look, see the fish coming up to it right there? He's gonna kind of become one. He just turned and went away. He didn't like it. So I'm gonna drop it right back down on him and just kind of shake it a little bit. There comes one up at it right there. Little bitty guy, and I shook it and he swam off to the side there. Look, there's a bunch of them underneath. Don't see the ground swell up? There's one right there, that's him. You can see the fish coming right up. Small perch right there. But that just shows you how great a separation and what we've got going on here. I mean, that's a small fish that you actually saw. Can you imagine when you start seeing big fish like the crappie or walleye or bass when you're drop shotting, how they're gonna show up? And it just tells you how good these units are at picking up target separation and targets at that depth. Here he comes. Yeah, he's coming down.
I'm gonna go down below you.
I'm in the middle of that big group of like 3 or 4. There. Oh, there comes another one came up. 2 of them came up. Ah!
They're acting like sunfish.
Are they?
Yeah. See that? There.
Now you'll know.
Ooh, ooh. Can you grab that out of the hole? Bring it right out.
Yeah!
Crappie, baby!
How about them apples?
Look at that!
Nice!
Snagged them on the corner of the mouth.
That's awesome. Good job.
Look at him down there right now. It's a Christmas tree.
Got him? Just got him.
There you go.
Got him. I don't think mine is what is that now?
You got him all right.
Yeah, I got him.
Look at that screen though. It's just...
Oh, that's awesome.
Need to pull your, yep.
Ah, big sunfish.
Oh, that is a big one.
Big sunfish. I finally caught a crappie. Oh, that's cool.
There you go. Oh, big crappie. Look at that one. Nice.
Wow.
Boom.
I got hot at the end. Got hot at the end.
That's a good quality crappie. That's what you've
awesome.
been looking for all day.
You know, I look back there's a lot of firsts in life, and you know, I look back to the first bluegill I ever caught. Threw a bobber out, little red and white bobber on a rock, and the bobber went down eating a night crawler, and I reeled it in. I was a little kid and ran home to my mom and dad, and wow, check this out, you know, and really here I am, you know, 50 years later, and I'm like, wow, check this out. That was my first fish, and I still, they're about the same size, ironically enough. And, you know, I drop it down there, and everybody's kind of excited about it, and I'm setting the hook, and, you know, this is a social event, and that's what's really cool about this ice fishing. And a lot of times fishing up in this part of the world, it's very social. You know, these guys get out and create these little towns, little communities. They're grilling, they're hanging out, and just really having a great time as they catch all kinds of fish. I will be back. I'm already planning my next adventure. Sounds like we're gonna go to Mille Lacs or Leech Lake or one of those places and target big walleye next year. So, A+, I'm gonna do it again. Sir, that was about as good as it's gonna get right there.
That was fun.
You gotta see you got my first and my biggest ice fish. You're the
So crappie, bluegill, you did well today.
That was awesome. We started the day with the sun going up. We ended it with going down.
And look at this, the fish are still down here.
Still
We're
down
leaving fish right here.
If you'd like to learn more about Garmin Panoptix Ice Bundle, please go to Garmin.com. Coming up, Americana Outdoors' Clark Wendlandt will show you how Garmin Panoptix can also help you find fish in summertime.
Hey everyone, GoPro Dean Rojas here, and all of last year I really enjoyed wearing my FG21, which I have on right now. Well, coming up, we have a brand new color. As you can see, we have a new silver color.
I want to tell you about the FG21 jacket. The coolest thing about this jacket is the Vortex hood.
All day long, it does not matter how much it rains, you're going to stay dry and you're going to stay warm, and in turn help you catch more fish.
Hobie's Mirage Drive kayaks set the standard for fun on the water. Whether your passion is fishing, sailing, or recreational adventure, Hobie's got a kayak for you. Hobie's Mirage Drive mimics nature's proven designs for efficient and powerful propulsion and enhances your kayaking experience. Mirage Power, Mirage Performance, Mirage Drive. Hobie, enjoy the ride. Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, has been brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Sunline, the strength to guarantee your confidence. And by Angle Coolers, rugged, durable, high-performance marine coolers. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors. Now we're back in Texas with Clark Wendlandt. He has a tip or two on how to fish in deep water during summertime, especially using Garmin electronics to pinpoint the fish location.
You know, when you're talking about deep water fishing, ledge fishing is what you hear a lot about from tournament guys, where you're actually getting out. The fish usually move the very deepest in the early summer, June and July. And so what you're trying to do is get out there and figure out how to catch those fish. And how do you set up? Well, usually I'll have, say, 6 or 7 baits rigged up. I'm gonna have a football jig, I'm gonna have a Carolina rig, I'm gonna throw a deep diving crankbait or maybe a couple different ones. I want a flutter spoon, one that I can jerk up off the bottom and it'll flutter down slowly. Usually a Carolina rig is a total must. Coming up, that's a good one. Not quite as big as I thought. All of those baits can catch a ton of bass in the summer. And you know, when you're rigging those baits up, you gotta know how deep you're trying to get. Well, typically in Texas, you know, I'm talking about 15 to 25 feet is kind of the depth range I'm looking at. As far as lines go, I usually use fluorocarbon. I like Sunline fluorocarbon, usually Sniper, for deep water. And the reason is because fluorocarbon line, when you're trying to get in deep water, fluorocarbon line is a dense line. It's something that cuts through the water well. It gets the bait down in that strike zone. And so I'm almost always using fluorocarbon. The bait gets down there really, really fast. It's down there going along the bottom the whole time and can catch you one just about the whole cast. When you're fishing deep structure, have a lot of rods rigged. There's no reason to sit down and have to totally retie. You want the different classes of baits that I just mentioned rigged up, and then it's just get out there, look at your electronics. I'm gonna turn my electronics on. I'm gonna have it set up with all 4 screens, side view, down view, traditional sonar, and mapping, and then get out there and just hunt. And you can, if you find an area that's somewhat got either some fish where you can see them, or the different structure, you just get out there and start fishing. It's really cool, you know, this Panoptix, what really is helping me the most with it is I can see that school of fish when I get in range of it. And you'll see, there's one right there, there's one, I got one. I could see that, or I could see a good fish right before I hooked this one. I don't know if it was the same fish, but when I get close to that school, I can tell where they're at real easily. It's funny how lethargically those fish come in. They get up here, they go nuts. That water's hot. Panoptix right there. Deep water fishing, it's a way to catch a lot of fish.
You can find out more about Panoptix and all Garmin marine products at Garmin.com. Hey, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Americana Outdoors. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production.
From out on the water, straight to the grill, and everywhere in between, Americana Outdoors has you covered. Our newly designed website features instructional videos, product reviews, and cooking recipes from some of the top contributors in the business. For even more Americana Outdoors content, sign up for the monthly e-magazine, featuring the latest outdoor news and trending topics in the industry. Don't miss out on your chance to learn from the pros. Visit AmericanaOutdoors.com now.
Engel's got the original high-performance cooler and a whole lot more. Engel coolers, go with the original.
Here at Big Bite Baits, we've got a big line of different plastics, and they're all a tool, so you want to have them with you all the time.
I made several checks in crowded areas flipping that right there. Just a 6-inch Big Bite Creektail worm.
Here at Big Bite, we came out with 4 brand new colors this year. All 4 of these colors are going to be great fish catching baits.
Definitely my #1 go-to bait that Big Bite has out right now is the Big Bite Battle Bug.
Big Bite is leading the way when it comes to innovation and colors.
When I talk about Sunline, I think of one word: confidence.
Sunline FX2 is what I use for all of my frogging and flipping.
SX1 braid, which braid plays a big part in fishing line.
Shooter, I'm going to use in those close quarter deals like flipping and pitching.
One of my favorite techniques in fishing the tournament trail is to fish offshore ledges.
We have taken the questions out of the equation.
Take my word for it. It works. It works, dude.
Combining the best of old world craftsmanship with state-of-the-art technologies to bring fishermen everywhere a fishing rod that's feather light, extremely sensitive yet remarkably durable for any fishing condition or situation. Denali rods, tournament tested and tournament tough.
Many said that we were just obsessed when we started, that there had to be an easier way to smoke food. As time passed, the Bradley family created a lineup of Bradley electric smokers that has made it easier for the novice or even expert chef to get perfect results every time they use it. Grab yourself a Bradley smoker and take your cooking to an all-new level.
At Sawyer, we use the best technology to make simple products that keep you going regardless of your journey. So whether you're boating, hiking, fishing, camping, or hunting, we keep you outdoors with a full lineup of products to both protect you and make the outdoors more enjoyable. Sawyer, we keep you outdoors.
From the makers of Bubba Blade comes the Bubba Blade Fishing Pliers. No matter where you're headed to fish, this tool will become an integral part of your tackle box for many years to come. They feature our patented no-slip grip handles, just like our Bubba Blade knives, ensuring that this tool will stay firmly anchored in your hand. In addition to the handles, these pliers feature a super tough cobalt cutter and convenient split shot and leader sleeve crimping cutouts. The ultimate in control, strength, and durability. Bubba Blade.
Tired of forgetting to set a recording or missing the latest episode of your favorite outdoors show? Check out Outdoor Action today. Never miss a second of shows like Americana Outdoors, Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook, and Whitetail Diaries. All of this at the press of a button, without a subscription fee required. Start watching your favorite shows when you want to watch them by going to OutdoorAction.com or through the Outdoor Action channel on any Roku device.